Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 444. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is how to overcome entrepreneur ADD. How to overcome entrepreneur ADD, attention deficit disorder. Now, I don't know if this actually exists, but I know that many entrepreneurs have trouble focusing and staying on one business at a time. And today we're going to talk about one of the biggest reasons that entrepreneurs fail, and that's because they can't focus. And I have to raise my hand myself because I have struggled with this for the longest period of time. And I finally had to figure out a way to stay focused because as entrepreneurs, we have a lot of stuff going on in our head and we see a lot of different opportunities when other people don't see them. Now, before we get to today's content, I just want to share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my latest book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses, also BEBacademy.com. Make sure you get 3 days free access to the Academy. It is an online learning portal with all types of resources, online courses, master classes, and downloads to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So go to BEBacademy.com and get 3 days full access to the Academy. Also, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter and show notes. Now, all you need to do is go to the website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. On the bottom of each page, you'll see Join Us or Newsletter. And every Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to get the BEB newsletter with all types of great entrepreneur information, and you'll also get the latest show notes. So if you're driving in your car, you're working out, and you can't write down the links and the notes to the episodes, you'll always have them, and it's free. Just go to the website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, and enroll at the bottom of the page. It's free, and you'll have the notes, show notes for every recent episode. All right, let's get ready for today's content. Before I forget, guys, this episode is going to drop on Monday, December 19th, so I won't be talking to you before Christmas. So happy holidays if you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever. Happy holiday and safe holiday to you and your families. So let's get ready to jump into today's content. Once again, how to overcome entrepreneur ADD. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, many entrepreneurs are all over the place when it comes to their thoughts and ideas. Literally, I could sit down and during the course of a day, I could come up with 2 or 3 different business ideas. We start researching for something and before we finish, we're way out in left field somewhere looking at something else. I can't tell you guys how many times I started to research a problem or a business opportunity, and by the time I'm finished, I'm on something totally different. It's funny, my wife and my daughters crack up because they're always like, oh man, what's dad looking at now? What's he going to try now? And so you don't want to damper that curiosity, but you have to stay focused. And what we're going to talk about today, guys, I'm going to give you several solutions to help you focus and become a more successful entrepreneur. All right. So I'm curious and I wish I could see a raise of hands, but I'm probably pretty sure that a lot of you have so many ideas that it's crazy right now. And every time you look at something or you see an opportunity, you think about how can you make money from that? And what I found as a serial entrepreneur and a business coach for 20 plus years, it seems to me that that's the way a lot of entrepreneurial minds work. And so we're always looking at opportunities and looking at things a little differently than the civilian looks at it. And when I say civilian, I just mean somebody that's working 9 to 5 that has no aspirations of being an entrepreneur. And there's nothing wrong with that, because not everybody is cut out or built to be an entrepreneur. And so it's funny, like literally I have about 8 to 10 notebooks of business opportunities or business ideas that I've looked at or have actually tried to start throughout my entrepreneurial career. And when I look at some of these ideas, some of them are very good that are still actually even viable today. And then others of them were insane. But that's kind of how my mind works. And so I can easily get thrown off track if I don't really pay attention and focus on what I'm trying to accomplish. And so I know, speaking to entrepreneurs for all these years, that is a common problem with entrepreneurs. And I just call it entrepreneur ADD. And there's no real designation for that, but I'm just using that because we all know what attention deficit disorder is. We can't stay focused. Okay. So let's talk about some of the solutions. Okay. One of the things that I always try to express to people is when they come up, yeah, I'm doing this, and this. And let me preface this by saying that I have multiple businesses, 3 or 4 businesses that I'm running right now. The difference is with me, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and that's actually the way that I work. Because if I only work on one thing, not that I get bored, and I probably do have a tinge of ADD for real. That's what my wife and kids say. But I need to be multitasking. That's when I'm in my sweet spot. That's when I'm in my zone. Now, that probably isn't the norm for most people. But the biggest thing I tell entrepreneurs that come to me, yeah, I'm trying to do this, I want to do that, this, that. First thing is, guys, for the solutions, get one stream of income going first before you move to the next project. Okay? So you're never going to be able to diversify and create multiple streams of income if you can't create the first stream, right? Because now all you're doing is playing around. You're working on 3 different businesses and none of them is making money. Now, I've never done that because I realized long ago that you need to have something first that's generating income where you focus all your attention. Now, when it gets to a point that you can pass it off or you've created systems to run that business, excuse me, bear with me today, guys. I got a cold I'm fighting. Then you can start focusing on additional streams of income. But one of the biggest problems I see is, hey, I'm trying to do this, and this, and you can't do it all. And especially it doesn't even make sense when you don't even have one thing making you money. So one of the easiest things, guys, is once you have something that's making money, then it frees you up financially and also emotionally to be able to think. Remember, an entrepreneur only does 3 things: think, create, and execute. And so when you can't think because you can't pay your bills, you're not going to be super creative. So the first thing you want to do is to get one stream of income going first before you move on to the next project or business. The next tip I want to give you guys is to reduce the number of voices you listen to and act on. Listen to and act on. It's okay to listen to a lot of people, but in terms of action. All right. So there's so much content out there, guys, that it can actually drive you crazy. So if you listen to all the gurus and stuff out there, you'll be all over the place. So some people say, use this software. You got to be on this social media platform. You got to do this. You got to do that. You'll be all over the place. So find several quality sources and take the appropriate actionable steps to build your business. Okay. So I had to do this. And when you're inquisitive and when you're an entrepreneur, you always want to look for opportunities and you're always out there, trying to learn things. But after a while, it gets to the point where you're getting so many emails, DMs, your Facebook, your Instagram, you're getting all of this crap coming up and everybody is a guru out there, right? Oh, I just saw a thing on Instagram and it was talking about every time a guru is on social media, and you only sleep 2 hours a night. As soon as you wake up, start 7 LLCs, put money in here, do this, do that. Everybody's trying to tell you what to do. So when you have too many sources that you're listening to, you're going to be all over the place. Okay. And what we're talking about today, guys, is how to overcome entrepreneur ADD, attention deficit disorder. And I'm going to give you a real life story later on in today's broadcast about myself. Okay. In terms of this. Tip number 3, follow your designated path, not somebody else's. I did an episode several months back talking about stop chasing paper and chasing purpose. So you want to follow your designated path, not somebody else's. So if we're on a paper chase, guys, we can easily be led anywhere. That's when all of these voices, business opportunities, all of this stuff comes into play, because all you're looking for is to chase paper. So you can be led anywhere. And this contributes to the entrepreneur ADD. So focus on your purpose and what's important to you. And if you have an issue trying to figure it out, my online course, Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius, make sure you take it. Go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. On the first page, you'll see all of the online courses. You'll see BEB Academy. You'll see Brand Builder Academy Elite for e-commerce, and you'll see Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius. And your genius is the intersection of your passion and your talent. The problem is most people don't know how to monetize that, because if they did, that's exactly what they would be doing. And so when you don't follow your designated path, or if you're chasing the paper, then that's how you can be led into all of these different directions. And I'm going to tell you guys, and I've said it on the show many a time, when you're living in your genius and you're making money from the intersection of your passion and your talent, there's no other space like that. Now, in order to get to that point, you're probably going to have to go through some trials and tribulations, because once again, if it was that easy, everybody would do it. So tip number 3, follow your designated path, not somebody else's. That's when we get thrown off. Tip number 4, create a task list to move through your business process. Create a task list to move through your business process. Okay, this task list, guys, is going to help you organize, prioritize, and stay on track to building your business. Every business I build, or every possible business I build, I create a task list. Excuse me. I create a task list. So what you want to do, you want to start by writing down everything you need to do in chronological order, and then you prioritize your task in one of 3 categories. And I'm going to give you an example. Now, the 3 categories are critical tasks, primary tasks, and secondary tasks. A critical task, that's a task that must be done before you can move forward. So something that's critical. And I'll go through an example later. A primary task, these are tasks that can be done outside of chronological order and are very important. So they don't have to be done in chronological order, but they're very important. And the other last task type is a secondary task. And these can be done at a time later and will not impede your process or progress, excuse me. All right, so you have critical tasks, primary tasks, and secondary tasks. Now, let me give you an example of this, how it works. So anytime I think about starting a business, I write down in chronological order what I need to do. And this is not a full list, but this is just a partial list. So say I'm starting a hot sauce business, which I have, right? Here's a chronological order of tasks. Number 1, create a name for the hot sauce business, then see if it's available. Number 2, file a trademark name for the sauce. Number 3, decide on a name and type of corporate entity. Do I want an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, sole proprietor, All right. Number 4, form that entity after I decide what type of entity I want. Number 5, create the formula for the hot sauce. Okay, I probably would have something almost down pat, but I probably have to tighten it up and create a formula and write everything down. Number 6, find a co-packer for the hot sauce. A co-packer is somebody that takes your formula, makes it in bulk, and then bottles it and packs it up, and then you sell it. Number 7, create a logo for your brand. And number 8, create a website and social media identity. Now, of course, there's a whole lot more, but let me break down these tasks. Once again, they're in chronological order. So number 1 was create a name for the hot sauce business. That is a critical task. Okay. I can't write a business plan, and that should be in there too. I forgot to put that in there, but I can't write a business plan pretty much if I don't know the name of my hot sauce brand. And the reason the name is important because that name can help you in terms of your marketing. So Hell Yeah Hot Sauce, right? My hot sauce brand. Hell yeah. So that's very catchy. And so that needs to be incorporated in my marketing, okay, when I do my business plan. So when I create a name for the hot sauce business, that is a critical task. And a critical task must be done before you can move forward. Number 2 was file a trademark name for the sauce. That is also a critical task. If you're looking to build your sauce in your business to a large scale, you want to have a trademark for it. So if you start talking to stores and you get into some of these supermarkets or department stores, and then all of a sudden you have some trademark infringement claim against you, guess what? You could be out of business. That's a critical task. Task number 3 on this list is decide on a name and type of corporate entity. That is a primary task. Okay. Is it going to be an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, sole proprietor, So that's a primary task. Remember, primary tasks are tasks that can be done outside of chronological order, and they're very important. Okay. So once again, and this is just FYI, if you have a product brand, your LLC doesn't have to be the same name as your product brand. Your LLC could be J. Jones Limited, but under that J. Jones Limited LLC, I could have several different product brands, Hell Yeah Hot Sauce and anything else. Okay. So decide on the name and type of corporate entity, and that's a primary task. Task number 4 I had was form the entity. That's a primary task. So once again, very important, but that can be done outside of chronological order. Task number 5 was create the formula for the hot sauce. That's also a primary task, a task that can be done outside of chronological order and is very important. Now, of course, this is going to have to be done before you start selling your product. Okay. Task number 6, find a co-packer for the hot sauce. Once again, this is also a primary task that can be done outside of the chronological order of your business process. Task number 7, create logo for your brand. This is a secondary task. Okay. Secondary tasks can be done at a later time. It will not impede your process. So while you're doing everything else, incorporating, getting your formulation down and all of that good stuff, you can have somebody working on a logo. And task number 8, create a website and social media identity. Once again, that's a secondary task. Okay, that can be done at a later time and won't impede your process. So you want to have all of this stuff in chronological order. And what we're talking about, guys, is how to overcome entrepreneur ADD. All right, attention deficit disorder. So we talked about a little what it was. Some of the solutions, once again, are get one stream of income going first before you move to the next project. Number 2, reduce the number of voices you listen to and act on. You're going to listen to a whole lot of different stuff, but you need to reduce that and also reduce the number of sources that you act on. Okay. No, tip number 3, follow your designated path, not somebody else's. Chase your purpose, not your paper. Because when you're chasing paper, you can be led anywhere the paper is or is supposedly going to be, that's where you're going to end up. Okay. And tip number 4, create a task list to move through your business process, what we're talking about right now. Now, I'm going to give you guys a story about me cutting down my business endeavors and really becoming focused and being more hyper focused on several businesses that I'm working on now. So I'm going to tell you that story. But before we get there, guys, let me just share my social media contact information and my resource links. Let's keep it simple today, guys. Everything I'm going to tell you can be found on the website blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. If you don't want to type all that in, you can type in BEB Connect and it'll take you to the website. So in terms of the resources, I mentioned at the top, my latest book, A New Black Wall Street, that is on the front page of the website. BEB Academy on the front page of the website.com, BEBacademy.com. You can go there or go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Brand Builder Academy Elite is on the website. Also, pinpoint and monetize your genius. If you don't want to chase paper and you want to chase purpose, that's the online program for you, and it's on sale right now. Now, in terms of learning and elevating your entrepreneur IQ, just go to the website, click the Learn tab. There's going to be a drop down. There's going to be content and resources on several different things: e-commerce, starting your business, scaling your business, mindset, growth, everything you need to build your business. So go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, hit the Learn tab. You'll get all of that. Now, to connect with me, anything long, family, hit me on my email address, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES @blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, Twitter, jjones001, that's JAYJONES001, Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. The first one is jjones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, family. We have additional content on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit that subscribe button. LinkedIn, just find me there at J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Clubhouse at I am J Jones. And pretty much I think that's it. But you can go to the website and then hit the About tab. And under my bio, you'll see all my links to social media. Okay, so the easiest and simplest place to find everything that I just talked about is on the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. The shortcut is BEBconnect.com. Now, let me just tell you this quick story. And today's episode is going to be a little shorter. I know it's Monday the 19th, the week before the holidays. So people are probably running around buying presents, hopefully not spending money you don't have, traveling and all that good stuff. But we talked about how to overcome entrepreneur ADD in today's show. And one of the things that I had to do, and I'm still in the process of doing right now, is cutting down my business endeavors. And so several businesses that I have that I focus on, I'm really focusing on 3 businesses right now. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the podcast and the ecosystem, Hell Yeah Hot Sauce, and I'm about to come back out with my old business partner, and we're going to do get back into the mortgage game. So we're in the process of setting that up. So early January, we'll be licensed in close to about 15 to 20 states, pretty much all up and down the East Coast, LA, Illinois, California, all of California, Illinois, and up and down the East Coast, pretty much from New York down to Florida and a couple of states in between. So those are my 3 endeavors that I'm going to focus on. And everything else that I'm doing with my brands, my product brands, I'm still doing those. But I've got them to the point now where they're kind of working on autopilot. And so my Flatiron brand, and I have 2 Flatiron brands, and I have a couple other smaller brands that I'm working on and actually have out right now. So I'm focusing right now and cutting down on my endeavors so I'm not spread too thin. And so when I gave you guys some of the solutions, one of the tip number 1 was get one stream of income going first before you move to the next. So I have income, solid income from my brands already. That's my number 1 income from my product brands. Then I have Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. And now Hell Yeah Hot Sauce is where I'm going to devote a little more time getting it in retail stores, and also my mortgage company. So it's really about 4 things. But really my product brands are kind of working on autopilot right now. And I have somebody overviewing them or reviewing and making sure everything is cool. I have a virtual assistant, and then I have a contract assistant that I use for certain things. And I'm looking to bring on somebody else in 2023. I just had a whole lot of stuff going on, but I'm looking to bring somebody else on in 2023 to help alleviate all the stuff that I'm doing. And so with this entrepreneur ADD that I do have, yes, I'm in that meeting. I'm going to that meeting. Yeah, my name is Jay Jones, and I have entrepreneur ADD, and I can admit it. You have to work real hard, just like if you were an alcoholic or drug addict. And I don't mean to be disparaging, but just like that, because if you don't stay focused and concentrate, you're going to go off the rails. Okay. So that's some of the stuff that I'm doing right now. Now, some people are probably saying, dude, you still got 4 businesses that you're juggling. But what you have to understand is the maturity of my businesses. So Black Entrepreneur Blueprint has been around since 2014. This is episode 444. So for 444 weeks, this whole ecosystem and everything has been rocking. It's a mature business. My product brands, my first brand started in 2014, 2015. So that's a mature business. My Hell Yeah Hot Sauce has been around for a little over a year, but it's been in the works prior to that. And so that's picking up. So I'm spending more time with that. And then, as I mentioned, my new mortgage company that I'm starting with my former business partner, soon to be business partner again, that's going to be taking up a lot of my time too. But those are a little bit newer. But as you see, most of my businesses are mature. The only new one that I'm starting right now is a mortgage business, which I've already had one. Actually, I've owned 2 mortgage companies before. So this will be the 3rd. So everything that I'm doing is not new to me. So these are mature businesses. So I'm able to handle that. And I know what to do. I know what's coming. One of the problems that a lot of entrepreneurs get into is they're trying to juggle too many immature businesses that haven't gone to the point where they're generating a consistent revenue. And that's where the problem comes in. You're jumping from A to B to C, and A doesn't make money, B doesn't make money, and C doesn't make money. So you need to hyper focus on one first. Get that business to make money, to generate money, proof of concept. And once the money starts coming in consistently, now when I say consistently, I'm not talking about, oh, you made money 2 months in a row. I'm talking about 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, whatever it is, whatever you feel that you're comfortable with. Because as we know, when we're starting businesses, we can start off great and then you can go into a slump. You could be in a business that's cyclical. So if you're in the lawn care business, spring and summer is your big time. Fall and winter, you're not going to be doing as much revenue just based on the type of business and industry that you're in. So don't spread yourself too thin. If you have an existing business that's running well and you have the systems in place, the support in place, by all means, now you're ready to generate an additional stream of income. But don't do it before you guys are ready. Okay. So today we're talking about how to overcome entrepreneur ADD. And I wanted to give you guys some solutions to help you focus and become a more successful entrepreneur. So as we close out 2022 and move into 2023, the shows that I want to do, what I want to talk about are more impactful things that are going to move your business from point A to point B. I want to be able to give you actionable steps and tips to do that. Not rah-rah. If you're looking for rah-rah type cats, I'm not the one. You know, there are cats out there that, amp you up. You run through a brick wall, then you turn around, scratch your head talking about, okay, what do I do now? That doesn't even help you. And when people say motivational speaker, that isn't even a thing. All right. So motivation comes from within. My job is to inspire you. Okay, by, my stories, my successes, my failures, my journey through the people that I bring on the show, through their journeys. I want to inspire you. The motivation comes from within. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people and, I've tried to assist them, but they didn't have the internal motivation to keep going or move forward. Like I said, if this thing was so easy, everybody would do it. But just make sure, guys, that you don't get thrown off track by this entrepreneur ADD and stay focused and build one thing first that's generating revenues, and then you can move on to the next thing. I'm not saying don't do research, but don't go off track. Okay. Multiple streams of income means that you need to have one stream coming in first. All right. That one stream may be your job, and that's cool. But when it comes to entrepreneurial streams of income, make sure that you have one down first before you move to the next entrepreneur endeavor that you're trying to build. Okay. Now, I say this each and every week, but it's true, guys. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the actual ecosystem, the new website, guys. We spent a lot of time and resources on this BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com website. We want it to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs. Everything I talked about today at the beginning of the podcast, go to BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com. Utilize the resources, tons of free resources, downloads, and everything on there. Remember, guys, the website is for the community. That's why I built it. So remember, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.